Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Stellar 13 Films, Chips, Dips, Films, and Scripts. My name is Glenn Spillman, coming to you live for the first time on the Edge Radio on YouTube, and we got our Facebook Live. The gentleman to my right, I will introduce momentarily, but he's known also as the Ghost. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we are on air live every Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific, but I'm probably going to change that here soon, and I will tell you why. It is Friday night, 5 p.m. What do people do Friday night, 5 p.m.? A lot of them are working. A lot of people are getting ready to go out, and there are just some time things that might not be conducive to the time slot that we have here. So we're going to be doing that. But my guest, ladies and gentlemen, he is the Jedi Master of the Gaffer world. And for those of you who are watching the show and you do not know what a Gaffer is, my friend here, Matthew Timoszyk, is going to explain that to you. So first and foremost, Matthew, welcome to the show.
Hello, out there in Cyberland.
Whatever freaking land is watching. So we've got, so let's go over here. And I encourage everybody to ask questions during the show. I encourage everyone, if they want to, we've got a few people in our studio audience to ask questions. And we have Joseph Mayer says, dang, I'm getting bad reception in my area. Well, I don't know what that is. And we got Elizabeth Wittenbury that says, hi, Glenn. Hi, Matthew. So we have people from all over watching. Thank you for tuning in. But we're going to dive right into the show. And here in a few minutes, I'm going to talk about some of the other shows that are on the network as well. So, Matthew, one of the basic questions that I ask literally everybody that I talk to in any realm, period, is the why question. Because I'm always interested in the why. Why did you initially step into the realm of being a gaffer?
Well, it's quite simple, actually. I enjoy creating movie magic. And with lighting, you can set many things. You can set the mood, set the time of day. But it's not always about light, it's also about shadow. So if you ever watched a really good black and white noir film, the shadow plays just as much as a part as the light. So,
and real quick, let me stop you there. For those that do not know what noir is, take it away.
Noir is usually Alfred Hitchcock, one of the greatest directors of modern film. Most of his films were noir. It's a thriller with suspense. It keeps you at the edge of your seat. So that's kind of my definition of noir.
Yeah, I like noir lighting because one of the things that one of my film teachers taught me in film school is lighting is an actor as well. That it has different forms and venues that it portrays within the scene itself and outside of the scene that affects what's going on in the scene. So I like a lot of harsh shadows on faces as a director in certain scenes. There are some filmmakers out there that I will get to that in a minute, but there is one mistake that most every beginning filmmaker does, and I'm going to ask you, what do you think that is when it comes to lighting? What is the thing that you perceive that a lot of people will make a mistake in that?
Well, there's actually two sides of that question for me. either you overlight it or you underlight it. And from my experience in this industry, the entertainment industry, it is something that I see not just in film, video, I also see it in theater. Rock, even believe it or not, rock concerts have a science to them. You know, there's a lot of fun, a lot of techno magic going on, but that you still have to light the performance. And sometimes people fail.
Yeah, Steve Martinez says overlighting a scene. Absolutely. That's one thing that drives me up the freaking wall, especially when, let's say, we're shooting a scene and they're actors, and then you blatantly see their shadows on the wall behind them, or beside them, or whatever, and that's distracting. To me, I go from the actor to the shadow. I'm watching the shadow the whole time. So let's name 2 films here that are professionally done. What is a film that you could mention that has a lot of overlighting in scenes, and then name a film that has a lot of underlighting in a scene that you've asked yourself why?
Ooh, overlighting. I don't necessarily in film, but I see it a lot in TV. Let me clarify here. Comedies, a situation comedy on television, you want them bright, you want them lit. But it's when you get to the dramas like Blue Bloods, NCIS, where there's some suspense
right
in what's going on. I have seen some television shows that should be looking for those shadows and those harsher angles and whatnot, and they totally basically overexpose or overlight the entire scene or through the whole 45 minutes that they're actually shooting. Underlit, it's the same thing. You see a lot of dramas. Sometimes, like one of my actually favorite shows is actually Blue Bloods. And sometimes they underlight.
That's with Tom Selleck, right?
Yes.
All right.
Films, there's so many. I know every director of photography or cinematographer has their own look that they're looking for, or the director's looking for a certain look. But hate to say it, but a lot of Lucas films, he overlights a lot of his work. And that's him. That's not the cinematographer.
That's his style.
That's his
Do you
style.
think that's his... Now, I want to say a real quick thing about George Lucas. I was on a set about a month ago. We were wrapping up on a film I was doing, Wretched. I was acting in the film. And we were talking about George Lucas. And everybody, even the Star Wars geeks, was saying George Lucas, in their mind, is a horrible freaking filmmaker. Is what they said. Then I always tell people, if you bang on somebody, whether it's positive or negative, qualify your statement. What makes him one of the richest producers / directors on the face of the earth, a sucky filmmaker or a sucky storyteller in your mind? Now, that's what I asked them, so I'm going to ask you. If that's his style, overlighting, do you think, A, that's a good style, or does it have more drawbacks than benefits to it?
My personal and professional opinion is it's almost like he's hiding something to me, or he doesn't want to. He chooses to overlight most outdoor scenes, and it's mostly the outdoor scenes that he's overlighting. Okay. Yes, you can control light in the great outdoors, but he tends to overlight in his outdoor scenes. It's to me, he's almost like hiding something. In that, because basically what happens when you overlight something, you lose detail. It's like I'm actually looking at myself in the one camera that's in front of me. I'm actually overlit.
The forehead, I can see that.
And plus my hair doesn't help it either. So you lose detail. you lose the definition in surfaces, in costuming, and in the face, and it goes on and on and on and on. It's a cascading problem when you overlight a scene. But then again, on the flip side, when you don't light a scene well enough, even going into a noir or a thriller or even a horror film, you still, the audience still wants to see those details in the face, in the costuming, and within the set itself, because every part of that's on set with the performers and set pieces and the set itself, they also help tell the story. It's like if you look at a film, Schindler's List, black and white film, beautiful film, by Spielberg. That film is actually lit very beautifully. And Steven Spielberg is well known for his cinematographer prowess.
Yes.
But you can see the detail in the costume and in the buildings and just in the faces and everything that is there. You can see beautifully. You can see the textures, and that also helps because of the fact that it's shot in black and white. Now, speaking, I'm going to give you a little bit of trivia.
Okay, I like trivia.
Steven Spielberg, Schindler's List. Is there a scene that's in color, or a part of it that's in color? Can anybody in the audience, that's actually watching, can you answer? In Schindler's List, there is a scene that has color.
You want to hear something blasphemous? I have never seen Schindler's List. I have personal reasons why that I never have. I'm going to, but there are certain reasons people say that and they want to shoot me in the face. Steve Joseph Martinez says, "Girl in the red dress."
Actually, it's a red coat.
A red coat.
But yes, you're right.
Oh, Steve also says, and when it's over or underlit, you cannot bring back details that are gone in post. Blown out with light or black darkness gets rid of all the details that you need. Elizabeth says, the little girl is in a red coat. And, okay, real quick, let's talk about lighting. Well, film noir, when film noir came out, it was a style of film for one, and then it was there's many definitions with the French and everything like that. But a lot of your gangster movies that came out in the 40s, and especially Bogart movies, a lot of them, look at those films and the style that they do with what they had to work with at the time. You as a gaffer, and I want to say something real quick. This guy's been doing gaff work for over 30 years. And if you notice in the description, I said he's the Jedi Master of gaffing. And he's done gaffing for film and for theater. And he is currently, and I'm going to not only promote him, but I'm going to promote myself. And I'm going to promote the folder I don't have on me. I'm in a play called Fragile Things by Elise Hodge, and this gentleman right here is doing the lighting. This play has very specific lighting that I personally don't think most of your lighting people in Sacramento could do. And when you took this on, what were some of your questions, comments, concerns, or maybe excitement to do this play?
Without talking, actually, discussing the plot line and so forth, this play is in 2 locations. So, and we're using the same set, but we also have a fun little switch move to go between these 2. But the lighting, because of where it's mainly located and is being played in, it's actually very dark. technically, the area is a cabin, and it's lit by lanterns. I have to recreate the look of a lantern, but still, the audience still needs to be able to see the actors' faces, because what helps tell the story? Expressions.
Yep.
And without that, the audience can't see the sorrow or the happiness or the concern. So it is my job as the lighting designer to ensure that I create several different things. And one of those is ambiance, time of day, some special effects that are going to happen, and being able to see the actors, because it's a very intimate space.
Mm-hmm.
It's at the Ulu Theater, 28 T. Get your tickets, and Glenn will have something posted up for that.
Yeah, we're going to post that on this show, both on YouTube Live and Facebook Live.
So there's a lot of challenges, and because there's other elements that I can't divulge, because we want you to come see the show. That I worked very closely with the writer-producer, which is Elise Hodge, and the director, Jim. Elizabeth. So I've worked very closely with those two, and we're going to start really putting it together on this Sunday when we have our first what they call Q2Q, or technical rehearsal.
So right now, I'm going to hit this button, and you can go to the website that you guys could get the tickets for the show. It's called Fragile Things, and it starts March 2nd, and it runs through March 16th. And it is a great show. It is an intense show. And I'm not saying that just because I'm an actor in it. I'm saying that because I don't take on things that I don't believe in. If I don't believe in an acting role, I'm not going to freaking do it. And I'm not saying I don't believe it because it's not good enough. There are just certain things that I don't care if you're a gaffer, an actor, a producer, director, that you should just not do, because it's going to taint your name. And this, I was asking the writer the other day, you need to take this national, man. You need to take this and show it all. It is a very good, intense, freaking play. So let me ask you this. Did you look at the script, and after talking to Elise, did you look at that and be like, man, this is going to be challenging? Or did you be like, that's a piece of cake, man, I can do that?
Well, after I saw the space, the theater at the time, and the stage, and what I had to work with, it was easy, but it was difficult at the same time, because there's a lot of misconceptions about what us lighting designers and gaffers do. Everybody thinks we just throw light on a stage and walk away. Well, it's not that easy, because of all the elements that I have to help create, and I know I'm leaving some out, it makes it difficult, because every production, every film is different. Comedies versus dramas versus very dark dramas, like what this one is. It's a challenge, and I love challenges. I don't say I give up. I will find an answer. I will always. And for any of you who are out there that are looking for a gaffer or a lighting designer, I don't give up. I take every task and every project and I give it 110%. And that's what I have done with this project.
So what do you think are some of the, and what I'm looking at, folks, I'm not playing like Mahjong or anything.
No, he's not.
I'm actually looking at people's comments that comment on Twitter and Facebook and whatnot. So what do you think, you were talking about loyalty. Now let's talk about this. This right now, ladies and gentlemen, is a cup of coffee. It's freaking hot. When I pulled it out earlier and I was doing it, I spilled some on my hand and I got burnt. Freaking hot. talking to you earlier before the show and in prior days before, and in the industry of film, in the industry of theater and all of that, you said that you have been burned more than once.
More than once.
Would you care to elaborate on that?
Yes, I would like to elaborate.
You can plead the fifth if you want.
No, I want it out there.
Inquiring minds want to know. So take the stage, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have been doing what I do and love for over 30 years as a professional. And when a professional walks in your building and you've been hired to be there, I believe you should give them a little bit of credit and don't think that he's or she is blowing smoke. And let me ask you this, audience. If a doctor of 30 years came in to you went to a doctor who's been in practicing for 30 years, would you question how he practiced medicine unless it was really, really, really off the wall, like voodoo?
Would you question Martin Scorsese or freaking Francis Ford Coppola? I don't think so. And this gentleman has been in that realm of hierarchy within the world of gaffing. And by the way, we're going to dive into a little bit more. That's not just what he does. He just doesn't do gaff work. So continue on with how you got burned. Let's talk about the first time that you got burned, and then we'll just go from there.
Oh, geez. First place I got burned, working for a community theater, donating designs, equipment, personnel, at a tune for about, I'd say $20,000 each show, and they don't want to put my name in the program.
I didn't even know that. That's a bunch of shite right there, man. That is like a leprechaun pooing all over your face.
And
what does it take to put your name in a program? This.
Or when they do put my name in the program, I'm below carpenters. Well, there is, just like the credits on a film, there is a certain order and a certain placement for your designers, your directors, your makeup people, and so forth. But when I am buried underneath carpenters, I think that's a problem.
So why do you think that happened? Do you think it was an oversight, or do you think someone was just being, I don't know, the name that, another name for Richard, what was the guy's name? Dick Burton? Yeah, being a dick. I mean, do you think that,
I never got a reason, and they wouldn't just do that to me as a lighting designer. They were doing it to other designers.
So do you think they had a vendetta against lighting designers in general?
I think it's ignorance. And that is the bottom line. It's ignorance. If you go see a Broadway show, and you look in the playbook or the program, you're going to find a list of your producer, your directors, your designers, and so forth, and goes down the line. There is a chain of command, just like in film. There is a chain of command. Designers are right there with directors. That's simple. So then I have been burned by other organizations because, again, they don't understand how professionals work. Yes, I tend to have not always a colorful language, but in this industry, you tend to swear. And I have worked with a lot of children, and I do know how to behave myself, but I think adults, and the whole cast and crew of adults, if somebody swears, I am sorry, that's pretty normal in this industry, just like sarcasm. So I was actually fired out of a facility just recently because, according to the letter I received, I don't play well with others. Well, they don't know how to play with me. I am a 4-time Ellie winner.
Know what that is?
And Ellie is from the Sacramento Area Regional Theater Association. Think about it.
SARTA, Sacramento Area Regional Theater Association.
And they have awards very similar to the Tonys or the Oscars or the Emmys. And I have earned over my 30-year career 2 Best Lighting Design Ellies, a Best Audio Design Ellie, and a Best Overall Production in a music.
If I were to ask this question, because I want to dive back. Now, an award winner, a person that has been in this field for 30 plus years, which has a plethora, I love that word, plethora of knowledge. Why do you think, and I know there are people out there that think, I don't care how long you've been doing whatever it is, they only think there's only a few people over here that matter. And you guys, yeah, you do it over here, but you just kind of, whatever, get your job done and do whatever. Why do you think? Because to me, there are the echelon of people that I personally think are important in we'll just say film right now. You've got the lighting guy, the director, the DP or cinematographer, and sound. 4. Without those 4 people, excuse me, I'm drooling. Without those 4 people, can't do much. We've got a gentleman. He's watching live from a bar in the Grand Hotel at Pensacon. Pensacon is a con in Pensacola, Florida. I won't tell the story, Johnny Blender, unless you say I can, but I won't. Anyway, John Gibson Blender, ladies and gentlemen. I was waiting for him to get on the show before I promoted him. Johnny Blender has a show every Wednesday night at 5 p.m. Pacific. He's just outside of Nolens, Louisiana, and it's called Whiskey, Cars, and Cigars, and he's got a dragster called the Adrian's Fury, and he's a race car driver, or excuse me, a dragster. I think he might get pissed off if I call him a race car driver. And Adrian's Fury, and he gets invited all over the United States to go to all these cons, and his wife, aka the Southern Horror Queen, not a whore, horror queen, I don't know, maybe that's between them, but anyway, Lynn Gibson, also known as the Southern Horror Queen, she's got a show every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Go check those out on the Edge Radio. But again, we're going live on YouTube, live on the Edge Radio. Let us know what it looks like. It's our first show live on YouTube, so let us know. So Johnny, if you or Lynn has a question for this cat, Matthew Timoszyk, Gaffer, Jedi Master, so what do you think about the people that kind of think, no, you're just a lighting guy, what's the big freaking deal?
Honestly?
No, lie to me, please.
No, I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't lied to you yet. Actually, I have closed that chapter in my book. I have been saved by many people. And those chapters are closed. I have met some wonderful people. Many of them are in Stockton. I have to give a shout out to Craig Vincent.
Hey, the murder capital, California. Right on.
And I do a lot of work down in theater work, down in Stockton and some film work. And that's how I met this wonderful guy right here.
I spiked his freaking. That's not water he's drinking. It's vodka. I spiked. He doesn't know it, but yeah. Thank you.
So,
hey, Greg Vincent says, "Yo, hey, you speak of the devil, and there he is, man. What's up, Greg? We're just talking about you. Go ahead, my bad."
So, all that negativity is gone. I am looking forward to the rest of 2018 and beyond.
So let's take a minute and talk about 2018 and some of the new chapters. And as a filmmaker myself, and as, you know, a storyteller, sometimes you gotta close books, open another one, and you write your own story. Which we are going to be writing our own story, because major announcement, ladies and gentlemen, and you heard it first here on Cellar 13 Films, Chips, Dips, Films, and Scripts, and on the Edge Radio, coming to you live on YouTube TV. We, not the mouse in my pocket, but Matthew and myself, Garage Studios, which is his company, and Cellar 13 Films are partnering up, and we are going to take the film industry by storm. We are going to grab it by the balls and ride that bull till it freaking flops over.
Sacramento and beyond, better look out.
Yeah, because when you get like-minded people together, and when I mean like-minded people, I'm talking about passion, I'm talking about desire, I'm talking about drive, I'm talking about honesty and loyalty and all that. We, as an industry, when 2018 came, I said, you know what? I'm getting rid of everything that, hey, Charlie Holiday chimed in. What's up, Charlie?
Hey, Charlie.
All right, brother. So we are partnering up, and I have an amazing team that we are just morphing together. I mean, just recently, a few weeks back, Christina McManus is new on board, and we've got Matthew Timoszyk here, and we are going to, and when we say, this isn't an idle chit-chat. When we say we are going to take Sacramento by storm, we are going to take Northern California by storm. Sacramento, the Bay Area, Tahoe, everything, everywhere. We've got a few things in the works. We got working with Mark Hoffman with The Elevator. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing Skin Deep with Christina McManus. We are going to be doing Legends of the Cage, After the Final Bell. We've got a couple others on the shelf that we're doing. There's a story, it's a true story that Matthew gave to me, and I'm writing the script for it, so we're going to be doing that film as well. And it is 100% absolutely true, and it is going to open your eyes on a lot of things. But anyway, that's one of the major announcements that we are partnering up. Yep. Cellar 13 Films, Garage Studios. And again, this guy doesn't just do gaffing. He is also, if you're of the old school realm of, another cool word, realm. If you're the old school realm of filmmakers, you will know it as cinematography. You talk to some people today, they're like, what's a cinematographer? DP. Oh yeah, that was same. They morphed it into director of photography. But old school people still like cinematography. Does cinematography work, lighting, tell them the other plethora of menu items that you can offer as a filmmaker.
Well, let's talk about my lighting a little bit first.
Sure, do it.
What I bring to the truly to the table as a lighting person or as a gaffer to Cellar 13 is I bring 30 years of experience of theater lighting into film lighting. And for independent work like we do, and actually, we got some other projects that are going to be beyond independent. I am more versatile at what I can do because of the tools that I have in my quiver.
Tell them how many you have. Get this, everybody.
Film fixtures, theater fixtures, well over 100 fixtures in my quiver. Everything from 2K Fresnel incandescents to very expensive high-end LED absorbers, or LECAs. There's a lot of theater folks know that. And so that's, that's what I really bring to the table in the lighting. But yes, I am also a cinematographer or director of photography. I love creating with directors and producers, the look that they're looking for, because the cinematographer has to work with the gaffer. If those two don't mesh,
yeah, that's a long freaking day.
it's gonna be one really. I mean, the actors get, well, they're always cranky, but so, and then I am a sound guy. I do own sound equipment. I know how to PR, marketing, and I set designer, set builder. I am the ultimate well-rounded technician with a primary discipline in lighting.
Speaking of which, Bunny Stewart, actress, says, Bunny loves gaffers. Thanks for keeping the actors looking their best. Thank you, Bunny. Also, on our project that we got coming up the elevator, Elizabeth Wittenbury is going to be our prop master, and amongst other things. And we also have a PR person that is jumping on board, and that's what she does. She does PR, and
that would be Katrina
Eastridge. Yep. And so we are upping the stakes here. So we are going to be embarking on things that... So I'll tell you what, and I'm going to say this right now. One of the things that I love doing is film competitions. There are 2 coming up. One of them we may or may not get to do because we're going to be busy doing other things. But one of them's a 48-hour challenge. And the other one's a 10 by 10 that's coming up in September. We are going to, and here's one thing too that I say every show, and I'm going to say it again. We are a teaching company.
Yes.
So if you want, I don't care if you're a film student, you're not a film student, you're a graduate, don't care. If you want to come on a professional film set and learn anything whatsoever, go to Stellar13films.com. You've got my information. Go to the Facebook page, DM me, DM him, and you're welcome on set, and we will set you up. So you want to learn lighting? I'm going to set you up with Matthew over here. You're going to be on him like white on rice, and he's going to teach you the ins and outs, the tools of the trade. Elizabeth has been working with him for, what, 3 years now? 2, 3?
Yeah.
A while.
Yeah.
And
I'll wait for the answer. Elizabeth's actually in our studio audience.
3 years almost.
Oh, 3 years.
3 plus.
So yeah, come on board, and we're also going to be starting a few other new exciting ventures as well. But so as a gaffer, and then also as a cinematographer, which is good because if you're doing both, you can see what's going on through the lens, and you're already knowing and formulating how you're going to light and everything, and you're wearing 2 hats at once.
Yep.
And that's one thing that I like about a film set, and I call it the Dirty Dozen. The Dirty Dozen, or a skeleton crew. With 12 people around, you can shoot a film, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with having, I watched, the last 2 movies I watched was The Shape of Water and Lady Bird. And you can see the plethora of individuals that are on a film set. Now, the thing about SAG, though, that I don't particularly appreciate, and I'm sorry if SAG people are watching, or even SAG themselves are watching, but it's a union. So, for instance, this happened on a film set when my with a friend of mine, Sean Taylor, there's a box that needed to be moved. And could you please move this box from here over there, please? Which was literally about 15 feet. A union rep flipped their shite and said, no. That's not that person's job. We need to go find somebody because they're taking jobs away from boom. Had to cut production for about 30 minutes or so till this knucklehead can go find the proper person to freaking move a box 15 feet. That's what I don't appreciate. And I'm not saying that we're taking jobs away from people, but what I'm saying is there's nothing wrong with someone wearing 1, 2, 3 different hats. It's like, for instance, Elizabeth, she could be prop master, she could be continuity and script supervisor, because script supervisor and continuity go hand in hand to begin with. So if you are continuity and script supervisor, you are already gauging the scene the entire time. You don't need continuity, because see, when you do independent films, you're on a low budget. And our goal is to make sure everyone's paid something. So if you've got 50 people on set, you're blowing your budget right there when you can cut that to 12 and do the job freaking right. Do you agree or disagree?
I totally agree. The one thing that Glenn and I have in common is that we're both teachers. So this is not a new concept to myself or Glenn. We're both teaching companies, and coming together. But the interesting fact here is that I don't know where I'm going with this. I told her.
That's okay. That's one of the
I was
things.
just throwing words out there.
That's one thing that kind of goes to left field is the memory sometimes. Memories pressed between the pages of my mind.
Teamwork, collaboration.
There you go.
That's where I was headed. Collaboration, and that's with the crew because
That's a 5-syllable word. Good job, man. Yes. Collaboration.
Because Glenn's got crew members, I have crew members, and I've got people going, I want to be on your crew. I want to be on your crew. You know what? There's only so many spots. 1, budget.
Yeah.
2, I don't want you.
Did he just say that?
Yes,
or was
he
it the
did.
mouse in his pocket? But no.
But
explain why though. When you've got too many people on crew, what freaking happens?
train wreck.
Chaos.
So
miscommunication.
And that's Glenn and I talk at least either in many forms of communication, but we talk every day about what's going on, because especially in the film world, things can happen in a minute second.
Oh, Ange Cuevas says drama, and she's talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly what I knew what that comment was for. So, because Glenn might do something on his end, the producing end, that's going to affect me. Or I might say, hey, I got an idea, let's try to use so-and-so.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're looking for a drone operator, which I think I have one, folks, so don't
flood us with
drone people. But it's like, so, okay, but if we don't communicate at least once a day, 1, I like the guy, he's a super guy. But 2,
that's true, I am. I'm not a narcissist.
We stay in the loop, and we use a lot of different pieces of technology and stuff to keep our notes and stuff like that. So, because Glenn, I'm sure Glenn's the same way I am. I keep so much notes, so much information, because the more information we have that we can share between each other and everybody else on the crew and the cast, the better the film's going to be, the smoother it's going to go. It's all about teamwork. And that's between all the crew and the cast. And this is why I like independent films, working in the indie industry, is because we're all trying to make it big. We're all trying to produce what the best film we can produce and have a little bit of fun at the same time and making a few bucks. So, because you don't have that in Hollywood.
No, shit,
Oh,
no.
no.
Sorry, little kid.
It's
Sorry, no. I mean, don't even get me started, freaking Hollywood, man. Hey, real quick, I want to give a shout out to Christina McManus. She's texting me right now.
Hey, Christina.
She goes, I sent you. We have a audition tomorrow. For those of you who want to come and audition, we are auditioning for Skin Deep. And we're going to be at, I'm going to try and find the address here. We are going to be, we'll go to our Facebook page, Solid 13 Films Community, and I'm trying to get the address here. We're going to be at the Galaxy Bean on Madison Avenue.
Yep.
And
I'm going to be there.
And we've got several characters. So Christina is doing some sides right now, so we are going to get that.
5825 Madison.
Thank you. 5825 Madison Avenue. Suite number 2. So we're going to be auditioning from 9 to 4 tomorrow. So I suggest get there early. Wow, you see her name, and look what. Saton comes. There she is, Christina McManus. Hey guys. Hey girlfriend. Hello. Some people say I do that too well, but anyway, look at the plethora. I mean, this is just part of the stack of stuff I'm getting ready for tomorrow. So I encourage all you actors out there from 18 to 100 to come out. We've got Henry, Kate, Mia, we got thugs, we've got orderlies, a doctor. So I'm going to be posting that up again. Again, Solid 13 Films Community, we're going to be doing that, and we are teaming up. You know, it's going to be fun. It's going to be. I love auditions. I love holding them and see where. Ange Cuevas says, still thinking about trying it. Trying what? Trying it. What is the it?
What's it?
Yeah, because then there's going to be some rumors about me and you trying it. What?
That's
We're going to be on freaking TMZ next weekend.
that's a Stephen King movie.
Yeah. Christina says, would love to see you all tomorrow. And if you're in the South, that you all be y'all. Y'all come back now here. So, well, we rabbit trailed, didn't we?
Yeah.
So, besides, you know, I want to know 2 things. We're going to go on both ends of the spectrum here. I want to know, I'm not going to ask you 2 questions, I'm going to ask you one at a time. What is the worst experience that you've ever had as a gaffer in any platform, whether it's theater or film? Worst experience.
Ooh. First one comes to mind. Worst. Nothing I like with light falling or anything like that. But I was doing a show in Yuba City. It was Miss Saigon. We walked into the building and I started turning things on, getting the lights and whatnot, you know, doing my checks and pre-show stuff. And I noticed that I was missing some power. So I went to the dimmer room, one of the apparatuses that helps the lights go up and down, and I realized that one of the segments of power was gone.
A whole segment.
A whole segment out of 3.
Wow.
And so I started doing grabbed a meter, started doing some research, and sure enough, it was gone. So we called. We did the show the best we could. The show, you know, you always hear that phrase, the show must go on.
Yeah.
We ran that show. PG&E worked overnight to fix the power.
So it was that bad then?
Yes.
Wow.
That's one of the worst. Yeah, it was a hot late spring day. And I think part of the AC didn't work that night because it was on this segment of power. That's one of my more recent ones that I can think of.
Open up your blue shirt real quick. Right here is one of the T-shirts Seller 13 Films has, and I want to implore you guys to go to Etsy and just type in Cellar 13 Films, and you can pick up one of these shirts. 95% of the proceeds are going to go towards putting in funding for future films. The other 5% is going to local arts, whether we're going to support local theater, schools with the art programs and whatnot, because what pisses me off, and I've been an athlete since I could walk, and I've played on every level. What pisses me off is you get a local school which will spend $1 million on their football field, but yet the choir department is still using robes from the 1980s. Or, you know what? We don't have the money, so we're going to cut the arts department. I'm going to tell you something. The arts, and I'm talking acting, singing, bands, all that stuff, helps kids.
Visual arts,
Yes.
painting,
Here,
sketching.
right here, it helps them here, and it helps them keep out of trouble. And when you cut those art programs, it doesn't give the creativity somewhere to go. And I'm going to say one more thing. As an artist, Elizabeth is an artist, I'm an artist, and you are an artist. Isn't it true that artistic people think differently?
Yes.
Most definitely.
Amen. Yes.
That's all I'm saying. And
Support your local arts.
Yes.
They really need all of our help.
right. And if you guys see the Facebook page and Instagram, you will see me do a selfie or maybe do a live video, and I'm out supporting the local arts. What I'm doing is, I'm not doing it to be like, look guys, look at what I'm doing. I'm actually showing you guys, look, I'm practicing what I'm preaching here. I am doing what I'm telling you guys to do. And what did it cost me? Let's pretend this is a Starbucks. Most of the time, Starbucks is $5. You know, it might cost you 15 or 20 bucks,
Yep.
and you can go see a show. Right now, if you go to the link that I put on the page here, which I'm going to go and I'm going to put it on here once again right now. If you go to this link that I'm putting right now, you can get tickets to see Fragile Things for $15. They're normally $20.
You can't go to the movies.
No, you freaking can't.
Oh, no, you can't.
I mean, let's think about this. Let's say you and I go on a date tonight. Let's go to a movie. Just any movie, any theater. Tickets are going to be $12.50 each. There's 24 bucks right there.
Oh, yeah.
This, I want popcorn.
This guy wants popcorn.
Drink.
Butter, extra butter.
Oh, yeah.
Popcorn, $7.98, because I'm sure both of us are going to eat.
If
Oh, yeah.
you want candy, it's going to up it.
Candy, drinks. How much is the drink?
Drinks are like $5.
$5. Okay, candy, $5. What are we right now? 40 bucks?
Yeah. 40 bucks to go to a night out at the movies. Ridiculous.
So, support your local theaters, because tickets are usually about $15 or less.
Yes.
Yes.
Zoltan, welcome to the show, brother. And I want to do a call to action. I want all of you guys to go to our Twitter page, Cellar 13 Films, our Instagram, Cellar 13 Films, our Facebook page, Cellar 13 Films Community. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, and like and join our community page, because we're constantly doing updates. We're doing auditions. He's telling us what he's doing in the world of film and theater. And just anyone that belongs to the community, put your stuff up there. If it doesn't have anything to do with the arts, don't put it up there. I don't want to see, there's something up there that was a religious kind of political thing. Don't put that crap up on the page. I deleted it. I'm not trying to be mean. It says Self-Release Films Community. It's all about the arts. Anything in the arts. So how can people follow you on your social media?
Well, you can actually look up Garage Studio on Facebook. Or you can look me up personally if you want. But yeah, I stick pretty much with Facebook. Just you type in Garage Studio and you'll find us.
Real thing about communication, folks. We live in the 21st century. So when people say, well, life happens, or I couldn't this and that, bull crap. You've got Facebook, Twitter, social media, texting, Facebook Messenger, anything. It takes literally less than 30 seconds to get on this device right here.
These are computers, folks.
Communication. If you're anything. And there's another thing that we use as a platform that I can put something up and he can go in there and immediately it's up there. Freaking heck, Google Docs. It's live stuff. There's one question that I have not asked yet. You're also known as the Ghost.
Yes.
And he's tangible. He's right here. He's live. But he's known as the Ghost. So, pray tell, my friend, why are you called the Ghost and how did you get that nickname?
Good question. I get asked that a lot. And I will answer it. Truthfully. Of course. About 12 years ago, no, not quite 12. About 10 years ago, I was working in a theater in Marysville, California. And it was an old kind of Art Deco facility. And I was the resident technical director. And one of the directors, and actually the head of the artistic portion of this department, of this after it was a school, noticed that I could get around in that theater from the balcony to the catwalk that went across the stage and backstage and everywhere. Nobody ever knew that I was there. So we sat down in the theater and we actually talked about it. And she was just amazed how I could just show up and appear in one spot or another in the theater. So we threw around some nicknames, and I refused to be called Phantom because I am not a Phantom of the Opera. So she goes, I've got it. Ghost. So that is how I got my nickname.
Sweet.
It was given to me. And has nothing to do with this really almost white hair.
And it's true he is a ghost. I witnessed it several times.
So it's some people would actually call it a stage ninja, because that's usually what backstage stagehands are like. They wear all black and just appear from nowhere.
Yeah.
So, but no, it was actually a wonderful lady named Wendy Marks. Hi, Wendy. And yeah.
So Brandon Tripp says the Ghosts. So welcome to the show, Brandon.
Brandon.
We'll see Brandon tomorrow morning. And again, I'm going to post after this show. I'm going to post. We are doing a casting call tomorrow for a film that we are doing with new director Christina McManus, and it's going to be at Galaxy Bean. And I'm going to post all that information up here. And we have a shite ton of people that are going to show up.
Yep.
So if you want to get out, it's an open call. It's a cold read. And Christina actually just emailed me some sides that I'm going to be printing out tonight. But is there anything, and I always like to ask this question to everyone too. Is there anything that you would like to give people as a piece of advice for people who want to do your job and be like, you know what, I think lighting is really cool. I want to be a gaffer. What piece of advice would you give these individuals?
No matter if you want to be a gaffer or an actor or a producer, follow your dream. I followed my dream, and here I am, an award-winning you're going to struggle, but you're going to work odd jobs, weird jobs. I've had some of the weirdest jobs. Follow your dream. Because if you don't follow your dream, you'll never get there.
There you go. Well, that's words of advice from the Jedi Master, Gaffer, filmmaker, cinematographer, sound person. Matthew Timoszyk, I want to thank you for coming on the show, sir. We are going to have him on again. And anyone out there that would like to come on the show, I don't care what you do in the arts, actor, director, producer, writer, musician, doesn't matter to me. Get a hold of me and we'll get you on the show. Hey, make a comment in the comment box. When would you guys like to see this show? What day of the week and what time would be the best for you guys to watch this show? Again, thank you for tuning in. Facebook Live, YouTube TV, and everyone else. Yes.
No.
Oh, yeah, and we really appreciate it. And we are going to, again, we just, without you guys, we wouldn't have a show. I appreciate it. Follow your dream. Great advice. One more thing. Katrina Eastern says, I love that you... Oops. Sorry. She goes, oh my goodness. There it is. Woo. She goes, I love that you talked about how important it is to keep the arts part of kids' lives. The fact that it is a very positive outlet. I couldn't agree with you more. Well done. You both. Your hard work and keep the arts alive. Amen.
Amen.
So we are going to get off this show here, and everyone have a good weekend. And if you're coming out to Galaxy Bean tomorrow, we will see you there. Be sure to bring all the stuff that you know what to bring. I shouldn't have to tell you. Peace out.